Toto Wolff labelled Sunday's Bahrain Grand Prix as one of the worst days in racing, as the Mercedes team principal said Red Bull's 1-2 reminded him of his team's prior domination of Formula One. What went wrong with Mercedes at the Bahrain GP? Let's find out. The Sakir circuit witnessed a spectacular display of driving skills as Max Verstappen of Red Bull delivered a scintillating performance to clinch the top spot on the podium. With his teammate Sergio Perez finishing a close second, it was a double delight for the Red Bull fans. While Mercedes struggled to keep up with the pace of the leading duo, Fernando Alonso of Aston Martin produced a stunning comeback after losing ground earlier in the race. The Spaniard put in a stellar effort and breezed past both Hamilton and Russell, who were no match for the sheer speed and agility of the Aston. Despite a valiant effort by Hamilton, who fought hard to keep up with the frontrunners, Verstappen was simply too good on the day, cruising to a comfortable victory. After the race, Wolff said, "Well, one of the worst days in racing. Really not good at all. We were just lacking pace, front, right and centre. That's a reflection of the tests because the Aston Martin is very fast. They deserve that. Red Bull is just on a different planet." Mercedes was expecting Red Bull to be at the head of the field, but the gulf between the W14 and the RB19 has come as a bitter blow to Wolff, who said it reminded him of Mercedes' periods of prowess over the past decade. Wolff said, "That is what hurts because they are so far ahead. It reminds me of our best years when we were pulled a second on everyone else. That is the benchmark, and we need to do one step after the other to come back, and we can do that. Absolutely we can." Hamilton's frustration was evident after a race in which he said he was miles away from a podium on pure performance, and he was lucky to benefit from Charles Leclerc's retirement or he'd have finished 6th. When asked if he was concerned by the lack of a performance game between 2022 and 2023, Hamilton stated, "Concerned wouldn't be the word. I don't really want to say too much. We've got to keep working. We know we're not where we need to be, and we know that this isn't the right car. It's a difficult one. I've just got to try and stay positive and keep pushing the guys, keep trying to be a positive light for them and get the best points I can." His teammate Russell and Mercedes had come back to reality after the team believed it could challenge Ferrari and Aston Martin based on a qualifying performance that exceeded expectations. Russell said clearly that wasn't the case. "We don't have enough performance on the car. We probably need to go back to the drawing board and keep on working. Today, everything wasn't where we needed it to be, so there's work to do." Mercedes approached the 2023 season with cautious optimism, refraining from making definitive statements about the potential of the W14. Despite concerns about its performance level, the team believed that the car would eventually be competitive enough to fight at the very front of the grid. However, as the first few races of the season have shown, the current aerodynamic package of the W14 falls short of that potential. Toto Wolff conceded it was a mistake to remain with fundamentally the same car concept that it struggled with last year. While the bouncing and porpoising problems that dogged the Mercedes W13 have been eliminated, its successor lacks downforce. In 2022, there was a significant hypothetical performance that Mercedes wasn't able to access consistently, but it has extracted broadly the potential of its current car, yet come up short. That has led Wolff to call for Mercedes to embark on untreaded paths, technically, as it bids to turn around its season. Wolff said, "We have all the ingredients to be successful, people and an infrastructure that won 8 consecutive championships in a row, and we got it wrong last year. We thought we could fix it by sticking to this concept of a car, and it didn't work out. So we just need to switch our focus onto what we believe can be the right direction. What is it we are missing? And therefore those data points this weekend are very important. We've seen from the GPS where we are lacking performance, and we see where we are good, so we just need to sort out what that is. Whether this is sticking wider side pods on the car or the really subtle things that bring performance, this is a different question. But definitely, we will embark on untreaded paths." According to Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff, the turn 5-7 sweeps have exposed the team's main deficits, particularly its weakness in high-speed corners. He explained, "This is pretty much the only place we are losing large chunks of time. We are okay in all other corners, we are okay in the straight." Interestingly, Wolff also made it clear that the weakness was related to aerodynamics rather than the mechanical platform, which is shared with Aston Martin. This is particularly striking given how well the latter team has been performing. You're enjoying this video, right? You definitely don't want to miss out on other amazing videos, so all you have to do is hit the subscription button. It's that easy. Thanks for doing that. Let's move on. Mercedes has a significant upgrade planned for the 6th race of the season, which is expected to take place at Imola. While there have been hints that there could be visible changes to the side pod concept, the team has stressed that this is not the centerpiece of the upgrade and that the powerful ground effect underfloor remains the key downforce generator. Wolff said, "It's the whole development of the car. We are finding good downforce in the tunnel, and we've found good downforce in the tunnel since many months, but we have got to look at how we can optimize it in a way where maybe we find more of that. What I really enjoy is working in the team and discovering that, and I said it last year, sometimes it's important for the long term to get it wrong. I trust every millimeter to the engineers, and we got the physics wrong. Now we need to correct it because there's another 3 years of the regulations to go. Wolff indicated that the upcoming upgrade planned for the season's 6th race would only yield a 0.3 improvement, which is not enough to close the gap with the frontrunners. He stressed the need for something more radical, hinting that Mercedes may have been mistaken in sticking with its 2022 concept for this car, for this year. George Russell has made a bold prediction that Red Bull will win every race in the 2023 Formula One season after their dominant performance at the Bahrain Grand Prix. The Dutchman held a comfortable lead throughout a majority of the race and finished nearly 12 seconds ahead of his teammate Sergio Perez, who came in second. But Russell's opinion on who will win the title extended beyond just that. He made it known how he thinks the remaining 22 races will shake out. Russell said, "Red Bull have got this championship sewn up. I don't think anyone will be fighting them this year. They should win every single race this year, is my bet." When pressed about the every race aspect, Russell doubled down on it, saying he thinks so given Red Bull's performance. He continued, "Their pace seemed weaker this weekend than it was in testing, but they've got it easy at the moment. They can do what they like. They might not be on pole all the time because we know Ferrari are very competitive in qualifying, but when it comes to race pace, they're in a very strong position." That may sound overly pessimistic after one round of 23, but such was the dominance of Verstappen and Red Bull in a race that came after unexpected balance struggles stymied its Friday's work, that no one was betting against the Dutch Supremo steamrolling the opposition once more. The RB19 is, after all, an evolution of the RB18, which in race trim last year emerged as comfortably the fastest package, especially in the hands of the relentlessly impressive Verstappen. In Bahrain, Verstappen was able to pull away from Ferrari's Charles Leclerc at a rate of 6 to 7/10 a lap in the first stint. A stark contrast from the same encounter 12 months ago when they battled tooth and nail for a win that was settled in the Monegasque's favour. Behind Verstappen, a slightly slow-starting Sergio Perez was able to effectively make his way past Leclerc and cement a Red Bull 1-2 finish. Verstappen has never started a season so strongly. Neither has Red Bull. That was its first 1-2 at a season opening round in its history. First race 1 win since 2011, and first Bahrain triumph since 2013. The time gaps also made grim reading for the opposition. The display from Aston Martin was an embarrassment for powerhouses Ferrari and Mercedes, as well as other teams with long-term front-running ambitions, such as Alpine and McLaren. The AMR 23 was the second fastest race package, at least in the hands of the effervescent Alonso. He recovered from an atypically slow start to brilliantly overhaul both Mercedes drivers and compatriot Sainz. Do you agree with Russell that Red Bull will win every race in 2023? Let me know in the comments section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can always get to watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.